You're listening to Fat Cat Radio, a family of hosts playing the best local music, raising the bar one note at a time.
Let's get your fucking toes actually on the ground.
And welcome to the Big Rich and Little Lisa show.
Baby, on tonight's show, we talk coronavirus, and a little bit about the coronavirus. We also mention a little COVID-19, and if we're lucky, we'll just get in that special report on COVID-19. Join us next. Hopefully you don't have any calls.
Right now, pray I never lose myself. Pray in flashing city lights, I keep my pretty boy smile. Pray this all work out.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Big Rich and Little Lisa show. Lisa, baby, what's going on tonight?
Hey, Big Rich, how you doing tonight?
Man, I'm doing good. I like you brought us in tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was sounding sexy. Folks, it is upon us, man, everywhere, all around. I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of talking about it, but it's part of our reality now. COVID-19, coronavirus, it is just taking the world by storm. I had 2 interviews to do today prior to our live show, and it actually was affecting one of the guys was in LA. And I mean, we were having problems, him going down, me going up, him going out, me going out. I was getting low. I guess everyone's pounding the internet now, watching Netflix and chilling. So, Lise, how's it on your part of town?
We haven't had any problems as of right now. As far as I know, I've only heard of one potential case of this COVID-19 in Shawnee. It has not been 100% confirmed yet, but a friend of mine's roommate's son has been admitted into the hospital showing signs of the symptoms.
Oh, wow.
They're awaiting tests to be confirmed.
Yeah, I don't know anybody offhand personally. I know my brother down in Mississippi, they pulled them out, his squadron, and they quarantined and tested them, but it all came back negative. Other than that, it's just stories from people that I'm hearing and whatever I can catch on the internet and on the news. I mean, it's scary, man. You know me. I've always been a researcher, or as people like to call me, a conspiracy theorist. But, I mean, there's just so many underlying stories to this. Like when you jump in the coronavirus rabbit hole, I mean, as soon as you poke your head in, there's 10 different tunnels to take. You just don't know where to go or what to believe, and you just got to start digging your way through it and hope for the best. I'm at the point, I am scared. I'm scared for my mother. I'm scared for the elderly out there. I'm scared for myself. I'm a pretty healthy guy, but I do have CPOD, and that alone could affect me. But I'm healthy as an ox, man. Nothing knocks me down. I mean, even when I'm sick, I'm still working. I could be running a fever and I'll still work. That's just the way I was raised. But hopefully we can get by this. And we got some fun stuff for you tonight. We're not going to sit here and bore you with Corona. We will, do a little bit of here and there. We got a pretty good Where's the Beef tonight. I think everyone will enjoy it. Man, and what our independent artist of the night, wait till you hear this. This one is blazing. Am I right, Lise?
Oh, you were right. It's one of my favorites.
What? Yeah. And I'm just going to leave it at that. That's kind of a hint. Blazing. But, yeah. So, man, do you have anything that you want to start out with, please?
Well, let's start out tonight with something other than Corona.
Please.
Just because, like you said, it's everywhere. We're sick of hearing it. So
Yeah.
I have 2 questions that's going to go out to all of our listeners right now. And you can even pitch in your little opinion there, Rich.
Okay.
The first question I have for my listeners and yourself is, do you want your children to be not as smart as you, as smart as you, or smarter than you? This was a question that was brought to me this week.
Okay. Fans, if you're out there and you're a friend of Lisa or BRRS-MEDIA or myself and you have our IMs, I am in your answers right now until we get this phone thing hooked up and going. And we'll read your responses and give you a shout out. Lisa, me, I want my kids all smarter than me. You know why? I don't want them making the same stupid mistakes that I made. Now, I know you got to live to learn, and we learn and live, and you got to make mistakes to grow from, but hopefully they're a little smarter than me.
Right.
They'll never outsmart me, though.
Well, this was my response to the person that asked me. I have a son that'll be 19 in June, and my daughter, she just turned 10 in October.
Mhm.
Now, my son, he's known everything there is to know since he was 16. So, I mean, there's nothing more he can learn. Like, he already knew everything at 16. And my daughter at 10, she knows everything there is to know already. Like,
Yeah.
she contradicts me 100% of the time, to the point where sometimes it's so frustrating I have to tell her, either be quiet or go to your room, because you don't know more than I do. But she already thinks she does. But
Mhm.
all jokes aside, I do want my children to be smarter than me. I want them to obviously go further in life than I ever imagined for myself. I want to see them prosper as much as they possibly can.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. One
So
hundo.
let me get my other question out there, because I want to get this out at the beginning so we have all the responses we can. Justin Bieber was caught on camera buying his wife flowers at a CVC pharmacy. Now, some say, how romantic.
All right, hold on. Before you even go any further, Justin Bieber has a wife?
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
Yep, he has a wife. Some people are saying that it's very romantic, while critics say it's horrible, the flowers are ugly, they're cheap. So all the listeners out there, this one's for you. How do you feel if the love of your life brought you flowers from a CVC pharmacy? This is my opinion. I don't care if you are the richest person in the world or if you're the poorest person in the world and you pick flowers from your neighbor's yard who may piss your neighbor off. But as far as I'm concerned, it's the thought behind the flowers. Whether you brought me some dandelions or you brought me a bouquet of roses, it's the thought behind it that matters to me.
Now, if it was a last minute thing and nothing else was open and that's all he had to do was run into a CVS and he was trying to make up for a whoopsie, I'm sorry. Okay, cool, I'm with it. But Beebs is the type of man that's slinging a wallet that he could call up somebody on the fly and be like, I need the most exquisite bouquet of whatever my wife desires, and it needs to be there in an hour. Money is not an option.
Well, I believe, if I remember right from the story that I had heard, he was actually going to the CVC pharmacy to pick up a prescription and just happened to see the bouquets of flowers there and decided to get his wife one as a, hey, I love you gesture.
Mike tweets in, I get my flowers from the cemetery. Horrible.
Well, thanks for your input there,
And
Mike.
we also got one from Tina C. And Tina C was talking about the kids. She wants her kids to be smarter than she is. And I think we all do. You'd be a little smarter than Justin Bieber. You know, that's funny because that Justin Bieber deal, you know what it reminds me of, actually? It reminds me of one of my favorite old school rap songs. She's thinking lobster. I'm thinking Burger King.
All right. Well, let's move on, and they can continue.
Hold on before we go on. And he responds back, secondly, he's like, hey, they're not using them anyways. Horrible. I would laugh on that one, and I think that is funny and cute, but something happened in RL today that dealt with a grave, and something my mom had actually sent to another family in Ohio, to my youngest daughter's mother. Her mother has just passed away a week and a half ago, and someone actually stole the bird deal off of that came with the plants and flowers off of the gravestone.
It's sad that people are so wicked that they do stuff like that.
It's horrible. I don't know why people do things of that sort. But anyways, okay, continue.
Well, that was my two questions I have. So, we can either jump into a little bit of this coronavirus, or we can continue on to another story that's not about corona.
Well, I mean, it's not actually corona, but it is corona. It's kind of the conspiracy part. You guys know how my mind thinks. I mean, and this is from research that Lisa did, that I have done. I mean, we've been trying to keep our finger on the pulse of this just to catch an idea, because like I've been telling Charlie, I've been using the word afoot. Something is afoot. Something just doesn't feel right. There is an underlying agenda besides just this. Or I think the whole world will be fully on lockdown right now. We're still not even on lockdown here in Oklahoma fully. And I'll probably be one of the last people, along with policemen and doctors and nurses, that they say, okay, go home and lock yourself down, because we provide food to the public, bread. And so I'll be out in the front, basically in the war while this thing is going on. I was reading an article that said that the people that have my job and are in the medical field or delivering products have a 90% higher chance of catching this.
Right.
They're saying that 75% of the American population is going to contract this. But at the same tone, they're saying not everyone's going to show symptoms, and not everyone will actually have it turn into a flu. They can just be a carrier and infect people. So, I mean, it's just getting scarier by the day. And we just need to pay attention to keep our eye on the ball on all of this, guys. Lisa brought some good things to my attention, with all the coincidences that, think we were booming right now. We had a booming economy going. America was getting back to, what it used to be in the 50s and 60s. We were a nation at peace. The Democratic Party was reeling, trying to figure out, oh my God, we can't push the burn, man, and Biden's going crazy. So, there's so many coincidences that it makes you start wondering. And then when you start seeing newspaper articles out of the USA Today that were printed in January along the side of Kobe Bryant's death, saying that there were already deaths in cases in the US back in January, but yet they're saying the first confirmed death was in March here in the US. Am I correct?
That's what they're saying.
And then you see things, and I know people are like, oh, well, there's 9 million different strands of the coronavirus. Well, it's as soon as people started mentioning the coronavirus being on the back of Lysol can is when they changed the name to COVID-19. Now, I know they said that to shorten it up and make it easier, but what sounds easier, coronavirus or trying to remember 7 different letters with the 2019?
Right.
It's just it's a lot of things that just make you go, scratch your head. And now China and Iran are blaming America, saying America has let this loose on the world. At first it came from animals, and then you go to the WHO's website, and that's the World Health Organization, and one of their, where it says truths and false, about the disease or virus. It says that it cannot be transmitted from human to animal, but yet they're saying that you're animal to human, and that's how it started. It's like they almost forget the narrative they're pitching on a weekly basis. And they forget what they put out in the news. And things are, we're in light speed now, folks. If you put something out, it's going to millions of people in seconds on the internet.
Right.
So it's easier for us to find them going, oh, whoopsie, you know. But then we're called stupid and crazy, and I don't know. So we'll see where this goes. I just hope that everything's all right. I hope that the 37 to 48 different CEOs that have retired or are planning to retire over the last 2 weeks, the month, has nothing to do with this. It's just kind of ironic, isn't it? Right. All of a sudden, all these top CEO guys are stepping down or resigning, and then the first people to get coronavirus are actors and musicians whose
Right.
names have been tossed around with Podesta and
Mm-hmm.
it's just all weird, man. It's just weird. But give us something funny, man. Let's keep the fans happy tonight.
Okay, so let's talk about UFC. You probably know who Conor McGregor is.
Conor McGregor.
Is that how you pronounce it? So Conor is the one who unexpectedly threw the notorious fist right in the face of a 50-year-old man who rejected booze at a bar. He's also the one who smashed a phone out of a fan's hand and then stomped it in Miami. And let's also not forget that he dodged felony charges after he smashed the window of a bus with a dolly injuring several UFC fighters aboard in New York. But let me tell you this: he's back in the news again on the headlines.
What?
But this time he's not bringing aggression. This time he's being hailed a hero by a foundation that helps families of emergency responders who died in the line of duty. UFC stars, along with Proper 12 Whiskey Company, officially wrote a $1 million check to the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. The foundation was founded by Steven Siller, whose brother lost his life in the World Trade Center attack.
Huh. All right. I like McGregor. He's all right. I think he's a little, I think his head's bigger than, put it this way. I think there's UFC fighters in the UFC right now that can handle him like a chump. I won't say no names, but this one guy used to be a backyard brawler with that one guy who's since died. That was a YouTube fighter. What was his name? And I can't believe that I'm blanking out like this. That one guy, he was this buff, and Kevin Ferguson was his real name.
I wish I could help you out, but I'm not a UFC fan.
Yeah, well, this guy, he was anyways, he went on, and he was a good fighter. I mean, the guy could fight. He's dead. He died of a heart attack, but probably cocaine. It's a hell of a drug, folks. It probably blew his veins out and he died. But I just, you can't go out there doing bad things and then say, well, we better do something to make up for it and do good. Because I don't know. I think that people in that bracket that live in that world, they're just given too much leeway. They just get a slap on the wrist where if that was me or you, we would have been doing, especially here in Oklahoma, we probably would have got 20 to life.
Oh, yeah. So anyways, the gentleman that he hit in the face, this 50-year-old man, he decided to speak out after the fact and said that he can take a hell of a punch and that he doesn't think that McGregor is anything but just a bully. Yeah. So he was kind of like talking like, dude, I can take you. You know what I mean? Like, I can take your punches. And so it was kind of funny at the end, I guess.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
This 50-year-old man, because he hit this dude. If you look it up on YouTube or even on Google, he hits this dude and he hits him hard, but this dude, like, doesn't budge off his bar stool. Like, I don't know about you, but if a UFC fighter come up and hit me like that, he's probably going to fling me clear across the bar. So
I'm trying not to get hit ever.
So anyway,
I don't know. We're having a faulty malfunction with this new laptop in here. Excuse me about that. Mike does make a good point. He texts in here and he says that if you think about it, man, these same guys that helped to crash the market were the same ones that cashed out on it. And no wonder they're resigning because there was insider trading going on. Super valid point. Sandy Griffin says, I think this coronavirus is a diversion, but what do I know? I'm with you, babe. I think that, yes, there's some seriousness to the coronavirus. We shouldn't joke about it. But I also believe that there's a wizard behind the curtain going, ooh, shiny. And then somebody over here is doing something that we don't see. Thank you for the input, Sandra. Appreciate it. Yeah, well, that's really making me mad. This laptop of mine is not wanting to kick back on and come on. I guess it wasn't charged properly. Huh. Well, there goes Where's the Beef and the independent song for the night. We're trying to dig that out. Sorry, guys. I'm having somebody look at that as we keep moving. So, with the coronavirus and all this other stuff going on, I've had some time to sit back and read a little. And I've been reading a lot on the history of Vikings. Something about that period in time just really intrigued me and intrigues me. So I'm not going to be having a show per se, but I will be doing like a little series of things where I talk about little less known kings and queens during the Vikings conquering times. Some of these women, man, were ruthless and they ran entire cities, and they were on the battlefields with the men doing just as much damage. And I mean, you know, they were pretty badass. It's looking like it's down because somebody didn't want to charge it today, huh?
It was fully charged
Oh, really?
when I brought it.
Uh-huh. Oh, we can blame little Elise for that. So you didn't bring a charger with you?
No, I forgot.
Oh, that's smart. That's always smart. Huh. Well, that really makes me upset. That's like, I work all day to make our show good, and now we're going to come on and 2/3 of our stuff we can't do. All right, well, at least try and make me laugh. Oh, and now your phone's dead too. Wonderful.
No, it's not dead.
Oh.
I was saying that you could use my phone. The one day that I don't bring a charger, it dies. Let's
Folks,
talk about.
blame Lise.
I apologize. I don't know what's happened. It was fully charged.
You know those memes? You had one job. You had one job, Lise.
I actually have more than one job, but yeah. Okay, so let's talk about Prince Harry and how he was tricked by a couple of pranksters claiming to be Swedish activist Greta Thunberg.
Yeah, Thunberg. That's that little
on 2 phone calls.
Creepy girl that thinks she's going to save the world.
Harry answered their questions were quite revealing. Harry reveals his true feelings about Trump, saying, I think the mere fact that Donald Trump is pushing the coal industry too big in America and he has blood on his hands. What does he mean by that, Rich?
Well, I'm going to tell you, I don't know why he's so... the only reason I'd be worried that I'm a part of that baby-eating family anyways. I believe that Queen Elizabeth and them they were tied to that, you know, that guy that just died. I forget his name, but he was the king of pedophilia in England for years, and they even dubbed him a knight. They knighted him. Is it Jimmy Lavelle? Or I forget his name, but yeah, it's. I think that they're getting out because there's an issue. His mom was a good person. Okay, his mom was a good person, and you know, not saying that his dad isn't, but his dad has that blood. And I think that he wanted to break away from them because he knows that there's some scandalous shit about to go down with the royal family. And that's just it. So there we have it with that. Give me some funny stuff, please.
Okay, so Prince Harry also gave some inside information about the royal family and his exit from the royal duties. As you'd expect, Prince Harry felt violated by the prank. And he says, I assure you, marrying a prince or a princess is not all it's made out to be. But sometimes the right decision isn't always the easy one. And this decision certainly wasn't the easy one, but it was the right one for our family to protect our son.
Mm-hmm.
So what was he protecting his son from?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to be. I'm not saying. I told you what I felt. There's some shady shit going on with the royal family, and I told you how I feel. They eat babies, literally eat babies.
It's crazy. I know that I've seen that and heard that somewhere too.
No, there's a term for it too. The bloodlet children and eat babies. It's supposed to like be the highest of high of all drugs. Who knows? It's disgusting, and I hate thinking about it. But there's a reason he's running, and there's a reason that that other guy was running too, and Epstein and all these guys. I mean, there's a reason that these big child trafficking deals happen, and yeah, it's sickening.
Well, there is this conspiracy group. I'm not going to mention their names just to protect their privacy, and I don't have permission to, talk about them. But they've made some alarming claims as to their beliefs about this coronavirus. They believe that it is a cover-up for a mass arrest operation of 158,000 people. They believe there has been major crimes committed, like financial crimes, pedophilia, sex trafficking ring, and sex abuse, and a large drug cartel. They've made statements that over 80 Vatican and financial officials have received criminal indictments for their crimes. They're also convinced that Harvey Weinstein agreed to a deal in exchange for his testimony. Instead of getting 55 years, he only received 23 years. They believe that he provided testimonies against some of the biggest and most powerful names, including former presidents, vice presidents, actors, actresses, models, large clubs and organizations, people from royal families and their affiliates. They state that some of the CEOs of major world corporations have been indicted and arrested, and some have been forced to resign. They say that between 700 and 800 CEOs will resign in the next 3 months. Do you think that's why a lot of these CEOs have resigned?
Yeah, well, I think a lot of the ones we see already jumping ship is due to the stock market and all that crap that's went down with that. And, so.
They claim that this is a lab-created coronavirus, and it was just a cover-up of mass mandatory vaccination agenda.
Yeah, I've been saying that the whole time, that this was a designer coronavirus. It's the H1N1 spliced in with pieces and parts of HIV. And the HIV is the incubation and immune attacking system parts of it. I mean, if you dig, you could dig deeper even and find out that the biomedical hazard site there in Wuhan, where this is supposed to be ground zero, was funded by Bill Gates and his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget the exact name of the medical company, but it begins with a P, Pearlbright or something to that effect, was helping to fund it as well. And then there was that guy out of the Ivy League's university that was supposed to be working and selling info to the Chinese and helping them create these super viruses.
Mm-hmm.
And then he came back, he just got arrested, and that wasn't even really in the news.
Right.
But you can look it up and find it. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well,
so
this conspiracy group also claims that once these individuals are arrested, they're going to be given a choice between death, being portrayed to the public as a suicide or an accidental death, in return for assurance that his or her reputation will remain intact, or they can choose to face a trial that would result in public disgrace. So I don't know, but this conspiracy group calls this operation that they're speaking of, they call it the storm. Now, I know I've personally heard Trump say this is the calm before the storm. So what is the storm?
A lot of people think that Trump is Q or a part of Q, and that JFK Jr. is still alive working with Trump. And that's how they're getting so much of this inside information, and that they are about to make mass arrests. Who knows? That's just those are other stories that are underlying, that are following this whole deal.
Right.
We don't know. I don't know for sure. A lot of it sure seems feasible. We're trying to see if this phone is going to work, folks. Um, so with that said, let me try this real quick, guys. For everybody that's listening, this is going to be our independent song of the night. I'm going to try and pull it up real quick this other way, since this other laptop's went down and this tablet's not working. So this is none other than Twism. That's right, Twism is still an independent artist, and this is off his 2020 album. So the name of the song is Heatwave. Let's see if we can get it playing.
Smoking something Caribbean. Mind on my money, try to stack. So damn hungry, I can feel it in my stomach. I gotta drive this overtime. That's 100. We broke down, try to keep my mind staying strong. 2020 vision, I done had it all along. Came from the bottom, elevated to the top. I'm the best white artist, yeah. Nah. Sweat so cold, I ain't fucking with you haters. Yeah, I know I'm ugly with a mouth like a gator. Grew up bumping Biggie, so she ride the dick quickly, and I'm built like a champion. Drink tipped up, really feeling this vibe. Galaxy buzzing, just ringing all the time. Got you going good, really blowing my mind. Got this hottie in my ear, trying to have a good time. Drink tipped up, DJ playing my jam. Middle of the club, trying to break a little dance. Body so sweaty, atmosphere so hot, it's like a goddamn heat wave. Damn heat wave. Party be blazing like a heat wave. Hot, 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 like a heat wave. Party be blazing like a heat wave. Hot, 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 like a heat wave. Party be blazing like a heat wave. Hot, 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 like a heat wave. Party be blazing like a heat wave. Hot, 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 like a heat wave. This is for the players that be riding with me. This is for the haters watching me make history. This is for the ones who ain't got no one, man. You can ride with me, get high with me, so come tag along. Watch this white boy go and do some damn magic. Watch this white beast go and make something classic. Lot of people out there hating TWP.
Go away, stay away.
Nope, not me. Swag so fresh, you can call me potpourri. That smell haters throwing shade, call it snow flurry. Yes, I know that I'm a stunner when I get the club jumping. Try to be my friend, you should go and take a number. Drink tipped up, really feeling this vibe. Galaxy buzzing, just ringing all the time. Got you going good, really blowing my mind. Got this hottie in my ear, try to have a good time. Drink tipped up, DJ playing my jam. Middle of the club, trying to break a little dance. Body so sweaty, atmosphere so hot, it's like a goddamn heat wave. Damn heat wave. Party be blazing like a heat wave. Hot, 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 like a heat wave. Party be blazing like a heat wave. Hot, 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 like a heat wave. Party be blazing like a heat wave. Hot, 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 like a heat wave. Party be blazing like a heat wave. Hot, 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 like a heat wave. Party be blazing like a heat wave. Hot, 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 like a heat wave. Party be blazing like a heat wave. Hot, 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 like a heat wave. Party be blazing like a heat wave. Hot, 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 like a heat wave. Party be blazing like a heat wave. Hot, 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 like a heat wave.
Heat wave, 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 wave.
Ooh, wee. Party be blazing like a heat wave. You tell them, Twiz. Make me want to roll up a fatty and go sit on the beach. All right, Lise, fans and Lise, wherever, everybody, if you guys like that song, let Twism know, man. Give them a shout out. BRRS-MEDIA.com. Go to our Facebook fan page at BRRS-MEDIA. The Big Rich Show on the YouTube channel. Go to Twism 2020. Check them out. Listen to the rest of that album. It's got some good music on there. Let's get this guy going. All right, Lise, you got something for us, man?
So, Heidi Klum has shared that she has been sick for over a week and was finally tested on Saturday, March 14th, for the coronavirus. There was a video captured showing Heidi and her husband kissing, being separated by a glass window. But her husband has now fallen ill too. Can you imagine the pure hell that Howie must be going through right now as he rates the results? Well, let me just tell you, it's funny. Howie Mandel is taking the coronavirus pandemic very seriously. The veteran comedian showed up to work in a full-blown hazmat suit
Yes, he did. I saw that
this
picture.
past Tuesday, complete with a mask and long yellow gloves on. Is how he showed up to AGT. The America's Got Talent judge is known as a germaphobe, for the ones that didn't know. He never shakes hands with people, but always fist bumps. But here's the catch to his outrageous costume that he wore. The hose that he had on his face wasn't connected to anything on the other end. It was just hanging there like an elephant's trunk.
So he's just breathing in regular old air, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty funny. That's why I brought the little picture to show you, because like you had to see it for yourself. It was just too funny for me. So
yeah, cray. I'm trying to find that other one here. If you want to look that up, while for the Where's the Beef? Where's the Beef? So we can bring you guys a Where's the Beef for tonight. Guys, I apologize. We have steadily for 3 weeks been trying to get this studio rearranged, rewired. There's a lot of things going on here, and Lisa brings her laptop with her up in here, and I guess she just forgot to get it charged. So sorry about that. I know it's no big deal, but it makes us look like noobs still. Damn it.
it's my fault. I take full responsibility. I've been up since yesterday morning. I was up all day yesterday and have not been asleep today at all. So
No sleep?
no, I was up working and trying to do some
I wonder who you
things
work
for the
for.
show.
You must be a real dick. Oh, was that me? Wait a minute.
No, I work for all the listeners that come to listen every Sunday. That's who I come to listen. I do this for. But I wanted to bring the best materials I could find, and I didn't want it to be all about the corona. So
I like that.
I'm going to start this new story here. It's about a former New England Patriot, Rob Gronkowski.
Rob
Gronkowski. I do apologize. I'm not real good with pronunciation on names. He's very close to signing a WWE deal. The 30-year-old, considered one of the best tight ends in history, retired last year after winning his third Super Bowl with the Patriots. He is a huge fan and even appeared in WrestleMania 33 in 2017, where he was involved in a short storyline with the wrestler Mojo Rawley, who is this who is his friend. From Little Lisa here on Fat Cat Radio, the Big Rich and Little Lisa show. Be careful, Rob. Sometimes them wrestlers like to cheat. Wait, I forgot. You know all about cheating. You're a New England Patriot. What was I thinking?
Oh, sharp jab there. You know what, too? You know what they do, Rob? You know what they do in wrestling? You could ask Hulk Hogan all about this. If Andre the Giant was alive, you could ask him. They have this move. It's called checking your oil. They do it to all the noobs, all the rookies. That's right. They'll get you pinned down on the ground. They'll cover you up. They'll take their finger and they'll check your oil, if you know what I mean.
I did not know that. Don't want to know that.
Oh, yeah. It's a thing. Look it up. It's called checking your oil. You'll see football players in college do it sometimes, too. You ever see some of them big old college guys? They'll be in those piles. You'll see the other one.
I actually read a story about that the other day on Facebook. There was a gentleman on there, and he was very upset. There was a news article, and I can't remember where the boy was, but he was a teenager in high school. And he was new to the school. He was new to the team. He was a freshman. And, like, a group of boys took this young kid down to the ground, and they literally sexually assaulted this young man by sticking their fingers in his hind end.
Yeah,
And
it's a thing.
like,
It's some rite of passage. I don't get it, but it's called checking your oil. They do it in college football.
I never
they do
knew
it
that
in
until now.
wrestling.
But I do remember hearing about that, and the man that I was reading the post about that had posted it, he was very irate. He was wanting to know where these 4 boys were that held this kid down. He was ready to go have a talk with them.
Hey, if anybody is listening that's in Oklahoma right now, if you could verify, I've got another response from a listener that says that Governor Stitt was on, I guess, TV. He said that if people don't start heeding the president's warnings about social distancing, that they are bringing in the National Guard and placing the state on a 2-week full lockdown. If anyone can confirm that this is going on or that he is speaking, let me know so I can check that out. Only essential places will be open. Well, it doesn't matter. I'll be on the front line the entire time because they consider bread to the shelves essential, which I don't mind doing, but it sucks as well because I can't take work off. I have to make money.
Right.
And unfortunately, I'm in the front lines. So, but such is life. God has my back.
So, speaking of the New England Patriots, did you hear that Tom Brady announced he was leaving the New England Patriots?
Yeah,
after 20
yeah.
seasons
Yeah.
and 6 Super Bowl titles, saying his football journey will take him place elsewhere. Brady made announcements on his Instagram account after thanking the team owner Robert Kraft and head coach Bill Belichick. To all my teammates, coaches, and executives and staff, and the Kraft family and the entire organization, I want to thank you for the past 20 years of my life and the daily commitment to winning and creating a winning culture built on great values. I'm grateful for all that you have taught me, and I have learned from everyone. You all allowed me to maximize my potential, and that is all a player can hope for. Everything we have accomplished brings me great joy, and the lessons I've learned will carry me on forever. I couldn't be the man I am today without the relationships you have allowed me to build with you. I have benefited from all you have given me, and I cherish every opportunity I had to be a part of your team. I will love you all for that. Our team has always set a great standard in pro sports, and I appreciate everything that we have achieved. And I'm grateful for all of our incredible team. Right? He kind of repeated himself a lot, but I didn't want to leave out anything that he put in there. Anyhow,
Wake me up.
The lengthy
Are you
post
still
was
talking about Brady?
the lengthy post was captured. Forever Patriot.
Oh God, please! Next time you have anything about Tom Brady, because he'd be playing for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers next year, just leave that off your plate, please, or condense it to 2 sentences. Jesus H. I was about to fall asleep.
I was quoting what he had to say, and I didn't want to leave nothing out.
I was hoping you were going to say something funny, but it just kept getting mushier. I mean, the dude's married to the finest woman in the world. He's won 6 Super Bowls. He's got all the money he can think of. Now he gets to go win a Super Bowl down in Florida.
Do you know how much he's playing for? Do you know what his contract was for Tampa?
I don't even care.
2 years, $50 million.
Yeah, go figure. The old Michael Jordan contract. Anyways, guess what? You know what time it is, folks? That Tom Brady thing just really, I was about to fall out there. Oh, yeah, well, it's going to be that time in a minute after she unlocks this, unlocks it, twists it, turns it around, flips it, rubs it down. Oh, no.
Beef bourguignon.
Here we go.
Where's the beef?
Beef stroganoff.
Where's the beef?
Sizzling beef. Spicy braised beef. Barbecued beef ribs. Beef Wellington.
Let's get it.
Pepper beef. Beef.
Hey, where's the beef?
Do you see where I'm going with this?
I don't sleep on no beef. We ain't sleeping no niggas. You know I'm on top of everything, nigga. I come on your street.
Yo, where's the beef? This week, the beef takes us back to the 1950s, folks. That's right. I don't know if any of you are listening tonight that's old enough to remember, but there were these two companies, and they were competing to make the movie theaters start popping again, because TVs have now taken over the masses in the 50s in the homes. So movie theaters were starting to take a hit in the pocketbook. Well, along comes Smell-O-Vision and Aroma-Rama. That's right. In a bid to bring and keep viewers in theaters, the film industry experimented with new technology. They said, man, we're going to start funneling the smells of movies into the theaters while people are watching them. Yeah, well, this would have been great if they thought, when a beautiful woman entered the line or came onto the movie or to the screen, that they put her perfume scent throughout the place. But no, they wanted to use burning tire smelling for races, the scent of oil, gunshot smoke, used circus hay, these type of smells, so you felt like you were in the movies. Do you smell that? The fresh glistening of giraffe piss and elephant dung. Only at the theater. Thank you, Smell-O-Rama. Well, obviously, people think how I'm thinking now, and this only lasted for a few months. The problem was that Aroma-Rama, they were trying to pump the scents into the movie theater through the existing air conditioning systems. So people in the lobby, people in the bathrooms, people in other movies, everyone was getting the same scent. It just didn't work. Well, on the other hand, Smell-O-Vision was like, well, we're going to try and do it better. We are going to release scents from vents that we're going to place up under the seats so the viewers can smell it between their legs. Well, hey, that was a Smell-O-Rama, I promise, honey. So neither was really received well, and I think after maybe less than a year on the trial and error portion of theaters, these two, Smell-O-Vision and Aroma-Rama, who went head-to-head for the stinkiest award, both failed. So there's your beef, Smell-O-Rama, or Aroma-Rama, and Smell-O-Vision from the 1950s. Man, it kind of almost would have been a cool idea. Like if you added some 3D water splashing up on your face, maybe or the smell of a Tyrannosaurus Rex's butt or breath, hot breath in your face. That kind of might have been cool, but the smell of like they're at a circus singing their thing. We're at the circus today. Can't you smell the elephant dung and giraffe pee-pee? Come and join me. I can see it because a lot of these movies back then were like singing and dancing and Smell-O-Rama.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty interesting, huh?
Yeah.
Crazy shite.
Never knew there was even such a thing.
That's why you got me, man. If it's out there, I will find it. Anyways, you got something funny for us?
Let's talk about 24-year-old DeAndrian. I think is how you pronounce his name, Anderson. He thought that he was going to go viral after he went to Walmart in Texas, took out this pint of ice cream and licked it, recording himself this whole time, later uploading it on social media, which eventually got him caught because then they were able to pinpoint who he was. He ended up getting 30 days in jail.
Wow.
Sounds like he had a rocky road ahead of him.
Rocky road ahead of him. Like
okay,
that.
So let me tell you.
Mike Simons Jr.
Mike Simons, my dog. I like him.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so let me tell you what Dr. Oz has to say. Are you ready for this?
I'm listening. Dr. Oz. I don't like him either, but go ahead.
Masturbation.
Ooh.
Here you go, Mike Simon. This one's for you. Masturbation, a rush of dopamine, which is a chemical that is associated with your ability to feel pleasure.
So that means when you masturbate, you get a rush of dopamine that enters the brain.
Yes.
So you're feeling all kinds of ooh la wee wee.
Yes.
Okay.
Along with this rush of dopamine that is released during an orgasm, there is also a release of a hormone called oxytocin.
Oxytocin. Not to be mistaken with Oklahoman's Oxycontin. That's our state bird.
Yes.
Our pill.
Which is commonly referred to the love hormone. This Caucasian.
I think. Hold on, folks. I'm going to go ahead and retire her with Biden tonight. First, she lets the laptop go down, then she comes into work high and can't even talk. I'm gonna tell you. Are you on? I know you're not.
Tired.
Good Lord, girl. Next time, get some sleep.
I will.
Please.
I work a lot.
Okay. Because I cannot be getting sued over you over here being racist against Caucasians.
Anyways.
Concoction, folks.
Yes.
Not Caucasian. I apologize.
Oh, my God. Of chemicals does more than just boost your mood. It also plays a key role in decreasing stress and promoting relaxation. Oxytocin decreases cortisol, I don't know how you say it,
right.
which is a stress hormone that is usually presented in high volumes during times of anxiety, fear, panic, or distress, or can we say hysteria?
Sure.
According to BDSM and fetish researcher Dr. Gloria Brame,
BDSM, I love it.
An orgasm is the biggest non-drug induced blast of dopamine that we can experience.
Okay.
So Dr. Oz states that by masturbating or having lots of sex, either way you have to have an orgasm, you boost your immune system and raise your white blood cell count. So he has suggested that during this coronavirus outbreak, everybody just have lots of sex or masturbate if you don't have a partner. That way you can be cured from, you can boost your immune system and prevent yourself from getting corona. There you have it, folks.
That is where all my socks have been disappearing to. I'm going to get my boys.
Masturbation could possibly save your life from coronavirus, says
Well,
Dr.
I know
Oz.
this, man. I stay too tired to do that, and I am single, so I'm not doing the other. I guess I really am looking to be in a sad shape, because I got to be on the front lines with no masturbation. Unreal.
It's just not fair.
Thank you, Dr. Oz. I'm off to see the wizard, the wonderful wizard of masturbation.
I thought it was pretty funny, though, so I had to share it with America that's listening anyway.
Right.
Hopefully all of America's listening, because, what else do they have to do? They're quarantined in their house, right? What else do they have to do? Okay, so let's talk about Jordan Woods.
Who's Jordan Woods, man?
She's a singer.
Okay.
You don't know who she is?
No, I know Jordan Sparks.
You'll have to look her up. She says that she meant no disrespect to the Muslim community. She went over to the Middle East and had to wear one of those head wraps, ubayas, I believe is how you pronounce it.
Okay.
And she took numerous selfies of herself, posted them all over her Instagram, which caused an uproar with some of her followers, stating that she was mocking their culture.
Well, aren't they not supposed to they're supposed to wear that so they can't be vain about their looks, right?
Right. An abaya is a cloak-like piece of clothing typically worn over a woman's clothes to protect modesty. So Jordan has publicly apologized for that, stating that they handed her this abaya when she walked in, and that she would not ever, in no world would she ever try to mock any one person or a culture. But the critics still criticized her, not because she wore it, but because when she wore it, she left her hair down. So She had long hair that went past her rib
Lucky
cage.
she didn't get stoned to death over there.
Right.
Lucky she got to fly back home.
I thought that same thing because I seen that video where I sent to you where a young lady had got stoned to death, and all she did was looked at a gentleman, they said, with lustful
Them
eyes.
damn things make me mad because all I can think about is that song, Shake Your Ass, Show Me What You're Working With. Because, like, I can't see what they're working with.
Right?
I mean, how do you pick a wife over there if you can't see what they're working with?
No, I don't know. Maybe it's because she's 22 years old. I don't know. I'm in my mid-30s, but I know. I'm not.
I love you.
Anyways,
I just turned 27 myself.
I am in my mid-30s. Anyways, I don't know. She claims that she did not know that all her hair was to be tied up in this abaya.
Oh,
and it's possible, which that she didn't know. I don't know. But either way, she apologizes for offending them in any ways. And says that
I
she
let
has
you
no
off the
problem.
hook. You just tell them Big Daddy said, look, you know, I'm young, I'm dumb, I didn't know I had to tie my hair up. And anyways, he didn't want me wearing this because he can't see what I'm working with. Shake that ass. Show me what you're working with.
So,
he's funny.
has any more of our viewers answered my questions?
Nope, not one viewer tonight. We're not getting a lot of interaction tonight. I guess no one's wanting to listen to us. We did get one in. He goes, "You damn old farts, LOL. I'm only 28."
Well, thanks a lot for making me feel even older on a day that I'm having such a bad day.
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay, so
oh, Lord.
I have this dog at my house named Sooner.
Yeah, remember?
He is a German boxer, so he's huge.
Yeah, I've seen him before. He is the most beautiful. Like, I'd like him to be my sidekick.
He's a brindle boxer.
Yeah.
And besides being just completely adorable, he also does, you know, like the normal boxer. He does the Elvis lip is what I like to call it. But he's just dumb. He's a dumb dog. I can't even get this damn dog to sit.
Can I have a biscuit?
If you guys are curious on what my dog looks like, you can follow me on Facebook at Lisa Michelle Ryan, or go to my TikTok, Lisa Michelle Ryan, and I got videos up there of him talking. But let's get into this talking. I made him talk through an app. But this lady that we're getting ready to talk about, she actually gets her dog to talk.
Really?
So she has spent hours with this dog since his dog was 8 weeks old. He is let's see if I can find it. He's 18 months old now. He is a Catalula. Is that how you say it?
Man, I don't know. With you, it could be Catalina, Catalina. It could be North Carolina.
Anyways, he's a blue heeler mix. We'll just say that.
Okay.
And he's learning to use an adaptive device commonly used by young children. By day, Christina Hunger, which is the owner, she works as a speech language pathologist, but at night, she uses her skills to teach her dog, Stella, how to communicate, according to Hunger. Stella already knows 29 words and can even form 5-word phrases or sentences.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds like you're... And by night, Stella teaches her dog 5-word sentences, where he will use these in bank heists in the upcoming Marvel comic book new magazine.
Right?
Yeah.
So anyway, Stella can reportedly express when she wants to go for a walk or play, when she needs help, or even when she misses a particular family member. The way she uses the words to communicate and the words she's combining is either similar to a 2-year-old child, Hunger said. Stella can reportedly not only say what she's feeling, but she responds to questions that she's asked. Through her Instagram, Hunger, words for her blog, Hunger has also revealed that the dog's language uses alters and when she feels distressed. For example, when Stella hears noises outside, she will begin pressing the button look repeatedly before saying come outside. And to think I can't even get my damn dog to sit when I want to.
That's horrible. So the dog, unplug that. The dog will use the word look if it senses something. That's what I mean. That's nifty.
I actually looked this up, and what it looks like to me is it looks like one of those toys like you have when you're a kid, and you push the button and it says the animal sounds and stuff. It's kind of what it looks like, but these are words. And he pushes these buttons to complete sentences.
Huh.
So it's very, very interesting because I can't get my damn dog to sit when I want him to. She's teaching hers to talk.
Let's see here. Sandra once again too said, "Oh heck yeah!" When we had Heat Wave going, she dropped it on there. She says, "Getting that Bob Marley vibe." Oh heck yeah! Let's see. Marianne Cook. She says, "Tell Lisa I'm having to share my phone with Troy till he gets this new device, so I get to hear bits and pieces." Yes, it's Catahoula, Lisa. All right.
Thank you for chiming in, Marianne.
Mike Simons calling me a cuss word. All right. Twism. Hey, Twism, checking in.
Hey, Twiz, love your song.
Yeah, we do love your song, Twiz. It's the Shizzy Dizzy for Rizzy. He said, "Great show, guys, and blessings upon us." He's thrilled to hear that we do love that. Yeah, I'm going to get that to him. But yeah, a couple other little ones in here. Great show. Thank you. Awesome stuff tonight from Alma. And that's about it on that side. Guys, pass the word, man. If you're enjoying our show, let's grow this. Let's double it. Let's triple it every week. We want to get this thing rocking. Thousands of people listening live. We will be doing a recorded playback of this and last week's episode on the closed Facebook group. Well, I call it closed. They call them private now because it's not closed. It's private. That way you're able to share stuff. And then we're going to be getting it up. Twism's working on a YouTube channel for all the people that have shows on Fat Cat Radio. And all our shows will be able to be found there eventually as well. If you want to go back, we'll catalog. And we're going to be putting up all our radio shows eventually here on Spotify, Apple iTunes, and the likes. So big things are coming. We're still ironing this out. It's going to continually get better. And Lisa, I mean, do you got any parting words for him tonight?
Just that I'm sorry I forgot that charger.
Oh, yeah.
We had the little malfunction there.
Wait till we close this out. Get over here.
Big Rich gonna get beat up, is what he's saying.
Yeah, I am.
My daddy always said that dynamite comes in small packages.
It does. I've heard it too.
They don't call me Little Lisa for nothing.
Yeah, a little shitsa. I'm just kidding. Well, folks, with that said, go ahead, say it.
I just want to tell all the listeners out there, please be safe, use caution. We don't mean to confuse you anymore with this coronavirus. We do take it very serious, although we do try to be a little bit funny here and there just because everybody is so serious. Just please be cautious and join us again next week.
Yeah, absolutely. And, and if things are getting buck wild, we will try and run this from the house and not the studio. And I want to just have Lisa call in if we get locked down by Governor Stitt. We will continue to come to you guys. And as I always do, guys, God bless, stay safe, and have a great night. We're going to go ahead and play you out with one more song from Twism's 2020 album.
I was just a baby, 19 years old, having my first baby. What the heck did I know, man? 2 pounds, 9 ounces, little itty bitty thing. You were sitting in the palm of my hand, and I swore right then and there that I would become a man, that I would overcome my own demons to be exactly what you would need. Never ever be the father that was leaving or leave your heart grief. Man, I love you, Jasmine. Little bundle of baby fat, you were so heavy. 4 pounds, 13 ounces, world wasn't ready for the radiance radiating off your pretty face. Ha, you'll always be my little model, and I know that you got this. I'm just being honest. You're strong, independent, and a fighter. You could be the most beautiful UFC fighter. I'm just playing. I love you, Gabriana. I was really nothing, it was so true. Lost and lonely in this life until I met you. Now I realize everything I ever wanted I just found right here in front of me and you. Yes, it's true, I was all alone, it was so true. Crying out for something and then I met you. Now I realize everything I ever needed I just found right here in front of me and you. Can you believe it? Danville, Illinois, the first of my boys, man. We went and called you Christian. I was hating how we were living. Arby's work it posted all up in the trailer, wishing more of that time that I could remember. But I do remember bicycling through the snow in December to buy your mom's Tums at midnight for her heartburn so she could get to feeling right. That was the highlight of my life until you came into my life, and now we're best friends for life. You dig? Little baby girl Yelly, but Daniela is your name. You were born with blood in your brain and a hole in your heart. 1%er from the start, but now you have a heart of pure gold. And I'd sell my soul so you will never know the heartache and pain that you have known since you were born, babe. Yelly, you're incredible, so sweet, so funny, so kind and so loving. Don't you ever change, honey. You're absolutely perfect. I was really nothing, it was so true. Lost and lonely in this life until I met you. Now I realize everything I ever wanted I just found right here in front of me and you. Yes, it's true, I was all alone, it was so true. Crying out for something and then I met you. Now I realize everything I ever needed I just found right here in front of me and you. Can you believe it? Now I have my second son, and his life on this earth up to this point has been a struggle so far, but we have won. We beat the odds and the outcome. Born from a drive-by, 1 month times 5 early, no chance for survival. The priest was posted praying and reciting by the bedside. But you know what? We here, living and winning. Right, Caden? You're my tough guy, my own personal hero. You dig? But check this, none of these babies would be possible without the lady who put up with me through all of my drug addictions. Gang living when I was selling weed and staying kicking strong indeed. My queen Misty, you mean the world to me. And baby girl, I may never get to take you to Venice or get them scars and blemishes fixed on your body like you deserve, but you're still my hottie riding shotgun, staying top notch, and I just wanna thank you. I was really nothing, it was so true. Lost and lonely in this life until I met you. Now I realize everything I ever wanted I just found right here in front of me and you. Yes, it's true, I was all alone, it was so true. Crying out for something and then I met you. Now I realize everything I ever needed I just found right here in front of me and you. Can you believe it? I was really nothing, it was so true. Lost and lonely in this life until I met you. Now I realize everything I ever wanted I just found right here in front of me and you. Yes, it's true, I was all alone, it was so true. Crying out for something and then I met you. Now I realize everything I ever needed I just found right here in front of me and you. Can you believe it?